Here we have a pre-owned 2023 Kia Sportage. This one comes in the LX trim level in snow white pearl, and then we do get black cloth interior. The powertrain consists of a 2.5 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine that's mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. This one has almost 58,000 miles on it. Now as we come around to the front end here, we get our LED headlamps. We also have our LED daytime running lights. And I like the front fascias of the Sportages ever since Kia's been kind of going with this front fascia the past few years. Wasn't feeling it at first, but it's grown on me. It does have a futuristic yet stylish presence to it, I think. These are going to be 17-inch alloy wheels. And then to the door panel here, we have our power mirror controls. We can switch sides and then adjust power door locks. We have express down on the driver's side, regular power windows on the other 3 doors. Rear window lock is there. Bottle holder, traction control, electronic parking brake, hood release. You get a manual tilt as well as telescoping steering wheel. And then here's our manual driver's seat. This is 6-way, so we can adjust the seat bottom. We can kind of lean it in and out, adjust the seat back there, and then the seat bottom forward and back right there. Now I do want to give a huge thanks to Nissan of Cool Springs here in Franklin, Tennessee for allowing me to review this Sportage today. I'll leave a link below in the description, but if you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that 3rd link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever pre-owned vehicle you might be interested in. Now I have the seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs, so we're gonna sit in the back seat and check out the space here. So great space, headroom is phenomenal. Seat back pockets are on both sides, and then we have our rear AC vents back here. So this is pretty nice for the base model Sportage, I think. And there's a look at the front from back here. Bottle holders are there. And as you can see, based on this seat being up and this one being back, you can adjust these seat backs. So we'll see how far they can move here in a minute. Grab handles there, and you can hang a shirt there if you need to. Then your child lock, stick a screwdriver or key in there and turn one way or the other. Fuel cap, it'll take regular just fine. And there's a look at our back end. I like the design of the back as well. There's a look underneath the exhaust. And there's a look at the cargo space. There's quite a bit of space behind that 2nd row. You have a 12 volt here. And then your top tethers are integrated on the back of the seats themselves. You can, on either side, pull this latch. And this kind of gives you a better look as well when the seat's back compared to when this is up as far as it'll go. And then when that's folded all the way down, you can see the difference in the cargo space there. And a little cargo area here as well. And as we come around to the rear passenger side, what I like about these is pretty easy to get it back into place. Got to give it a little oomph, if you will. But you can also hit this latch here, and then you can see you can adjust it back as well. Lower anchors are there. Let's see if I can get it any bit further. Oh, wow. So you saw that this was basically that far up compared to this seat. Now it's that far back. So quite a bit of adjustability there, which is cool. And then the front passenger side, you get a 4-way manual seat here. And there's the glove compartment. And there's that 2.5 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine. And before we hop in, I'm just gonna show off the blinkers. All right, so we do have the hard plastic vinyl wrap steering wheel here. Turn this air down. There's the horn. Now over here to the radio, we do get our AM, FM radio there, and then we have Bluetooth as well as Apple CarPlay, Android Auto compatibility. That's gonna be wired. In the menus here, you can see phone projection, the radio, and then your setup is here. So all of your settings. So your general settings where you can go down, change your language. And then you also have your date and time, system info, all of that there. Media options, you can adjust all of that. For the most part, a pretty simple setup in the LX. Hazards are right there. Backup cameras here. We do have guidelines that follow us as we turn the steering wheel, which is always nice. Now the volume knob's over here. You can click that to turn the audio off. And then you have a tune knob over here. And then a quick shortcut for the setup where you can go into the display settings, the sound, general settings, and all of that. But again, pretty simple in terms of the setup there. Down here we have our manual single zone climate control, so we can adjust fan speed here, turn the whole system off there, adjust fan direction, the AC toggle, the temperature. And then down here we have a 12 volt, a USB-A port, which connects directly to the radio for the CarPlay and Android Auto. And then we have a USB-C port that's specifically for charging. For the shifter, press this button in, reverse, neutral, drive. You do get a manual mode with this 8-speed, which is pretty neat. You can use that. And then you have your downhill brake control there, automatic brake hold, auto stop toggle. And then you do have the camera that you can pull up on the fly without being in reverse there if you want that for whatever reason. And then our parking sensors can be toggled there. In our drive modes, we do get 3 of those, so normal, sport, and smart. And it's nice to have that adjustability on this base model. Bottle holders are there. Then center console cubby space. There's a look at the back seat from up here. And our lights are here. And we do get a vanity mirror. Back up front, left side stock blinkers. Then your high beams. Now when you're in the automatic low beam mode, you can toggle those auto high beams there. And when you're in the just regular low beam, you have the regular high beam. And then right side stock is intermittent wipers. One time off, intermittent low, high. We can adjust that intermittent frequency here. Then we have our rear wiper low, high there. Push back for the rear fluid and then pull up for the front. Left side of the steering wheel itself, voice recognition, and then this mode button goes to your audio sources. You can go through your volume, up, down, you can press to mute, and then we can go through our track list of radio station presets here. Bluetooth, you have a favorites button you can set up. And then over here, the lane keeping system, the cruise control. We can set the speed for that, pause and resume that. And then this goes through your sub menus of the middle part of the gauge cluster, and then when applicable, you can scroll through everything there. So if you go into the cluster here, there's so much that you can really fool with. Link it to the drive mode and all of that. And then your units of measurement you can change individually here as well. And then our key is right here in the ignition. We have unlock, panic, and lock. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2023 Kia Sportage LX out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in the Sportage LX, these 2.5 4-cylinders, with them being naturally aspirated, they actually have quite a bit of pull, which I like. And they pair well with the 8-speed, especially on the highway. You're able to maximize that fuel economy. But in the city, the shift points just allow for a quick feeling acceleration, if that makes sense. Now you have 3 different drive modes. You have your normal, your smart, your sport. And honestly, normal mode is about good enough, I think, to be driving something like this, especially if you're trying to maximize fuel economy. But I mean, you have other options. If you go up and trim, you can get the turbo option, but I think this is pretty solid. I do prefer the hybrids more for the fuel economy and that feeling of exhilaration, but other than that, I mean, don't have any issues with this engine. Now I should have a little bit of space to give this a pull. I'm not gonna put it in a sport mode, but I am gonna put it into the smart mode and we'll see what this does. Here we go. So not bad acceleration again. I like the sound. I like that it didn't get too strained. I didn't floor it, but it still got up to speed very nicely. Now I want to give one more big thanks to Nissan of Cool Springs here in Franklin, Tennessee for allowing me to review the Sportage today. I'll leave a link below in the description. But if you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that third link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever pre-owned vehicle you might be interested in. Now ride's pretty good coming down the interstate here. We do have the lane centering, which is nice to have on the base model. You don't get the adaptive cruise control, but that just kind of keeps you in the lines, and then you just kind of have to take care of everything else. But you do want to cut that off. Well, I think you should cut it off if you're going to be in the city, just because it can be a bit much, and it's not perfect. On highway lines, it makes sense. It's pretty solid. You still want to keep your hands on the wheel, pay attention, but you know, in the city, it can get a bit wonky as you go around curves and things like that. And, you know, it doesn't just cut off. It tries to fight you almost. Now, in terms of what you get for the money here, $21,000 with 58,000 miles on it. I think this stickered for almost 29 grand new. And I'm sure it went for a bit more during the whole COVID fiasco. So just something else to keep in mind. But I think this does have quite a bit of promise for the money. It's relatively inexpensive regardless. I think it was just dirt cheap at sticker price when they first came out. And I mean, the acceleration you get from a stop is really good. You just kind of put your foot down. You don't do a burnout or anything like that, but it does have a nice initial pull. Just giving it a tad bit of throttle doesn't necessarily burn your fuel tank up. And I mean, it's a solid vehicle. They're relatively inexpensive to fix. They're just, I don't want to say they're cheaply made, but everything that's in here is pretty easy to work on for your, you know, typical mechanics at the dealership, at your local repair shop. And, you know, I just think it's a solid vehicle for this amount of money. And on top of that, when you consider just how much used cars are now, how much new cars are now, this is especially if you're trying to be on a budget, you want something that looks nice, specifically on the outside, and something that has, you know, all the tech that you need on the inside without adaptive cruise and blind spot monitors. You can't beat it for around that $20,000 mark. And all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2023 Kia Sportage in the LX trim level.